DozhaToldya.com.
Night. Once again, it's your boy Dame Doja, and this is the DozhaToldya Podcast number 120. DozhaToldya Podcast 125. Let's go ahead and get this thing started with Madam Vice President Kamala, yo dog from Howard, Kamala Harris, on stage right now, about to accept her nomination for the Democratic presidential ticket. Let's get into it right now. DozhaToldya Podcast. History in the making.
You're listening to DozhaToldya Radio.
Excellent.
Thank you all. Okay, we gotta get to some business. Okay, thank you all. Okay. Thank you. Please, thank you so very much. Thank you, everyone.
Appreciate you, TC.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Standing ovations all around.
Let's get to business.
Let's get to business, though. I promise I won't let too much of y'all time. I'm gonna get started.
By thanking my most incredible husband,
But this
Doug,
is history in the making. Thank you, Doug.
being an incredible partner to me.
Thank
an
you, Doug.
incredible father to Cole and Ella. And happy anniversary, Dougie.
Happy anniversary, Dougie.
I love you so very much. To our President Joe Biden.
No, she didn't sleep her way to the top, and even if she did, she awake now, baby.
Your record is extraordinary, as history will show, and your character is inspiring. And Doug and I love you and Jill and are forever thankful to you both.
It is what it is.
And to Coach Tim Walz.
Tim Walz, ladies and gentlemen.
You are going to be an incredible vice president.
To the window, to the walls.
And everyone who has put your faith in our campaign, your support is humbling. So, America, the path that led me here in recent weeks was no doubt unexpected. But I'm no stranger to unlikely journeys. So, my mother, our mother, Kamala Harris, had one of her own. And I miss her every day, and especially right now. And I know she's looking down smiling. I know that. So my mother was 19 when she crossed the world alone, traveling from India to California with an unshakable dream to be the scientist who would cure breast cancer. When she finished school, she was supposed to return home to a traditional arranged marriage. But as fate would have it, she met my father, Donald Harris, a student from Jamaica. They fell in love and got married, and that act of self-determination made my sister Maya and me. Growing up, we moved a lot. I will always remember that big Mayflower truck packed with all our belongings, ready to go to Illinois, to Wisconsin, and wherever our parents' jobs took us. My early memories of our parents together are very joyful ones. A home filled with laughter and music, Aretha, Coltrane, and Miles. At the park, my mother would say, "Stay close." But my father would say, as he smiled, "Run, Kamala, run. Don't be afraid. Don't let anything stop you." From my earliest years, he taught me to be fearless. But the harmony between my parents did not last. When I was in elementary school, they split up. And it was mostly my mother who raised us. Before she could finally afford to buy a home, she rented a small apartment in the East Bay. In the Bay, you either live in the hills or the flatlands. We lived in the flats. A beautiful working-class neighborhood of firefighters, nurses, and construction workers, all who tended their lawns with pride. My mother, she worked long hours, and like many working parents, she leaned on a trusted circle to help raise us. Mrs. Shelton, who ran the daycare below us and became a second mother. Uncle Sherman, Aunt Mary, Uncle Freddie, Auntie Chris. None of them family by blood, and all of them family by love. Family who taught us how to make gumbo, how to play chess, and sometimes even let us win. Family who loved us, believed in us, and told us we could be anything and do anything. They instilled in us the values they personified: community, faith, and the importance of treating others as you would want to be treated, with kindness, respect, and compassion. My mother was a brilliant, 5-foot-tall, brown woman with an accent. And as the eldest child, I saw how the world would sometimes treat her. But my mother never lost her cool. She was tough, courageous, a trailblazer in the fight for women's health, and she taught Maya and me a lesson that Michelle mentioned the other night. She taught us to never complain about injustice, but do something about it. Do something about it. That was my mother. And she taught us, and she also taught us, and never do anything half-assed. And that is a direct quote. A direct quote. I grew up immersed in the ideals of the civil rights movement. My parents had met at a civil rights gathering, and they made sure that we learned about civil rights leaders, including the lawyers like Thurgood Marshall and Constance Baker Motley. Those who battled in the courtroom to make real the promise of America. So at a young age, I decided I wanted to do that work. I wanted to be a lawyer. And when it came time to choose the type of law I would pursue, I reflected on a pivotal moment in my life. You see, when I was in high school, I started to notice something about my best friend, Wanda. She was sad at school. And there were times she didn't want to go home. So one day I asked if everything was all right. And she confided in me that she was being sexually abused by her stepfather. And I immediately told her she had to come stay with us, and she did. This is one of the reasons I became a prosecutor, to protect people like Wanda, because I believe everyone has a right to safety, to dignity, and to justice. As a prosecutor, when I had a case, I charged it not in the name of the victim, but in the name of the people. For a simple reason. In our system of justice, a harm against any one of us is a harm against all of us. And I would often
brown, blonde, pink and red. It's so me. That's what we said. Root touch up, you just don't skip. Colour that matches from root to tip. Just mix, brush, dry, grey, kiss it, bye-bye. With Clairol, I'm ready to colourfy. Root touch up is the hair colour I wanna be.
Hold on, man. Y'all didn't tell me that they had a commercial they tried to get off on me. Or tried. They is getting a commercial off on me. Hold on, man. Hold on. Hold on. We was in there watching Kamala Harris, and she was talking about her mama, Shamala Harris, and, you know, Maya Harris came up looking kind of good. Maya Harris was looking kind of good. Yes, man, this is the DozhaToldya Podcast, 125 Part 2, and we are here to share with you guys a little bit of politics, a little bit of allegations, and a whole smidget of sports. A whole smidget sports that we here to talk about today on the DozhaToldya Podcast. I appreciate all the love and support that you guys have been showing thus far. I guess we can start off. We were going to start off with the Atlanta's top 25. We it was really Atlanta top 50 of all time list by Complex. But they also have, we are down to 25 on the list. So before we talk about Atlanta's top 25, what can we start off with though? What can we start off with? Let's get back to Kamala's speech, and then we'll come back and talk about the list. Just a little bit more of a speech. We're not gonna stay with Kamala all night, but you know we wanted to make sure that we pay our respects. You did. Let's go.
past, the bitterness, cynicism, and divisive battles of the past a chance to chart a new way forward. Not as members of any one party or faction, but as Americans. And let me say, I know there are people of various political views watching tonight, and I want you to know, I promise to be a president for all Americans. You can always trust me to put country above party and self, to hold sacred America's fundamental principles, from the rule of law to free and fair elections to the peaceful transfer of power. I will be a president who unites us around our highest aspirations, a president who leads and listens, who is realistic, practical, and has common sense, and always fights for the American people. From the courthouse to the White House, that has been my life's work. As a young courtroom prosecutor in Oakland, California, I stood up for women and children against predators who abuse them. As Attorney General of California, I took on the big banks, delivered $20 billion for middle-class families who faced foreclosure and helped pass a homeowner Bill of Rights, one of the first of its kind in the nation. I stood up for veterans and students being scammed by big for-profit colleges, for workers who are being cheated out of their wages, the wages they were due, for seniors facing elder abuse. I fought against the cartels who traffic in guns and drugs and human beings, who threaten the security of our border and the safety of our communities. And I will tell you, these fights were not easy, and neither were the elections that put me in those offices. We were underestimated at practically every turn, but we never gave up, because the future is always worth fighting for. Fellow Americans, this election is not only the most important of our lives, it is one of the most important in the life of our nation. In many ways, Donald Trump is an unserious man. But the consequences of putting Donald Trump back in the White House are extremely serious. Consider not only the chaos and calamity when he was in office, but also the gravity of what has happened since he lost the last election. Donald Trump tried to throw away your votes. When he failed, he sent an armed mob to the United States Capitol, where they assaulted law enforcement officers. When politicians in his own party begged him to call off the mob and send help, he did the opposite. He fanned the flames. And now, for an entirely different set of crimes, he was found guilty of fraud by a jury of everyday Americans, and separately found liable for committing sexual abuse. And consider what he intends to do if we give him power again. Consider his explicit intent to set free violent extremists who assaulted those law enforcement officers at the Capitol. His explicit intent to jail journalists, political opponents, and anyone he sees as the enemy. His explicit intent to deploy our active duty military against our own citizens. Consider the power he will have, especially after the United States Supreme Court just ruled that he would be immune from criminal prosecution. Just imagine Donald Trump with no guardrails, and how he would use the immense powers of the presidency of the United States, not to improve your life, not to strengthen our national security, but to serve the only client he has ever had, himself. And we know what a second Trump term would look like. It's all laid out in Project 2025, written by his closest advisors, and its sum total is to pull our country back to the past, But America, we are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back to when Donald Trump tried to cut Social Security and Medicare. We are not going back to when he tried to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, when insurance companies could deny people with pre-existing conditions. We are not going to let him eliminate the Department of Education that funds our public schools. We are not going to let him end programs like Head Start that provide preschool and childcare for our children. America, we are not going back.
You're listening to DOZHATOLDYA Radio.
And we are charting a new way forward. Forward to a future with a strong and growing middle class, because we know a strong middle class has always been critical to America's success. And building that middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency. And I'll tell you, this is personal for me. The middle class is where I come from. My mother kept a strict budget. We lived within our means, yet we wanted for little. And she expected us to make the most of the opportunities that were available to us and to be grateful for them. Because as she taught us, opportunity is not available to everyone. That's why we will create what I call an opportunity economy where everyone has the chance to compete and a chance to succeed. Whether you live in a rural area, small town, or big city. And as president, I will bring together labor and workers and small business owners and entrepreneurs and American companies to create jobs, to grow our economy, and to lower the cost of everyday needs like health care and housing and groceries. We will provide access to capital for small business owners and entrepreneurs and founders. And we will end America's housing shortage and protect Social Security and Medicare. Now compare that to Donald Trump, because I think everyone here knows he doesn't actually fight for the middle class. He doesn't actually fight for the middle class. Instead, he fights for himself and his billionaire friends. And he will give them another round of tax breaks that will add up to $5 trillion to the national debt. And all the while, he intends to enact what in effect is a national sales tax, call it a Trump tax, that would raise prices on middle-class families by almost $4,000 a year. Well, instead of a Trump tax hike, we will pass a middle-class tax cut that will benefit more than 100 million Americans. Friends, I believe America cannot truly be prosperous unless Americans are fully able to make their own decisions about their own lives, especially on matters of heart and home. But tonight, in America, too many women are not able to make those decisions. And let's be clear about how we got here. Donald Trump handpicked members of the United States Supreme Court to take away reproductive freedom. And now he brags about it. In his words, quote, "I did it and I'm proud to have done it," end quote. Well, I'll tell you, over the past 2 years, I've traveled across our country, and women have told me their stories. Husbands and fathers have shared theirs. Stories
Pimps
of
and
women
players.
miscarrying in a parking lot, developing sepsis, losing the ability to ever again have children, all because doctors are afraid they may go to jail for caring for their patients. Couples just trying to grow their family, cut off in the middle of IVF treatments. Children who have survived sexual assault, potentially being forced to carry a pregnancy to term. This is what's happening in our country because of
Don't
Donald
boo.
Trump.
Vote.
And understand, he is not done. As a part of his agenda, he and his allies would limit access to birth control, ban medication abortion, and enact a nationwide abortion ban with or without Congress. And get this, he plans to create a national anti-abortion coordinator and force states to report on women's miscarriages and abortions. Simply put, they are out of their minds.
Oh, Doug.
And one must ask, why exactly is it that they don't trust women? Well, we trust women. We trust women. And when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. In this election, many other fundamental freedoms are at stake. The freedom to live safe from gun violence in our schools, communities, and places of worship. The freedom to love who you love openly and with pride.
It's just so good.
The freedom to breathe clean air and drink clean water and live free from the pollution that fuels the climate crisis. And the freedom that unlocks all the others, the freedom to vote. With this election, we finally have the opportunity to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the Freedom to Vote Act. And let me be clear, after decades in law enforcement, I know the importance of safety and security, especially at our border. Last year, Joe and I brought together Democrats and conservative Republicans to write the strongest border bill in decades. The Border Patrol endorsed it. But Donald Trump believes a border deal would hurt his campaign. So he ordered his allies in Congress to kill the deal. Well, I refuse to play politics with our security, and here is my pledge to you. As president, I will bring back the bipartisan border security bill that he killed, and I will sign it into law. I know we can live up to our proud heritage as a nation of immigrants and reform our broken immigration system. We can create an earned pathway to citizenship and secure our border.
All right, welcome back.
And America, we must also be steadfast in advancing our security and values abroad.
We got a couple of people that just came back into the room.
I have confronted threats to our security, negotiated.
Shout out to DJ TC that's still tuned in with us. Again, I wasn't planning on watching the whole speech by Kamala Harris, but
I will ensure America always has the
Kamala Harris, excuse me.
fighting force in the world.
Be saying it wrong like everybody else. But again, this is history.
And I will fulfill
Y'all think she gonna win?
Obligation to care for our troops and their families, and I will always honor
Who else we got watching? Anybody else want to check in?
their service and their sacrifice.
If y'all want us to move on, then we'll move on.
I will make sure that we lead the world into the future on space and artificial intelligence, that America, not China, wins the competition for the 21st century, and that we strengthen, not abdicate, our global leadership. Trump, on the other hand, threatened to abandon NATO. He encouraged Putin to invade our allies, said Russia could, quote, do whatever the hell they want.
Do what the hell you want, bruh. I ain't tripping. Go
5
ahead.
days before Russia attacked Ukraine, I met with President Zelensky to warn him about Russia's plan to invade. I helped mobilize a global response, over 50 countries, to defend against Putin's aggression. And as president, I will stand strong with Ukraine and our NATO allies.
Meanwhile, Zelensky like,
With respect to the war in Gaza, President Biden and I are working around the clock, because now is the time to get a hostage deal and a ceasefire deal done.
get her done.
And
Get her
let me be
done.
clear. And let me be clear.
Let me be clear. Let me go ahead and.
Always
I think I should
stand
go
up
on,
for Israel's right to
Instagram.
defend itself, and I will always ensure Israel has the ability to defend itself, because the people of Israel must never again face the horror that a terrorist organization called Hamas caused on October 7.
Some folks like to believe that they put that on themselves, though.
Unspeakable sexual violence and the massacre of young people at a music festival. At the same time,
At the same
what
damn
has
time.
happened in Gaza over the past 10 months is devastating.
Oh, okay, talk that shit.
So many innocent lives
Time to talk that
lost.
shit, Kamala.
Desperate, hungry people fleeing for safety over and over again. The scale of suffering is heartbreaking. President Biden and I are working to end this war.
Y'all better
such
work
that
fast.
Israel is secure, the hostages are released, the suffering in Gaza ends, and the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, security, freedom, and self-determination.
What y'all think? Y'all think she really trying to get the ceasefire going? We gonna go ahead and go live on Instagram.
I will never hesitate to take whatever action is necessary to defend our forces and our interests against Iran and Iran-backed terrorists. I will not cozy up to tyrants and dictators like Kim Jong-un, who are rooting for Trump. Because, you know, they know he is easy to manipulate with flattery and favors. They know Trump won't hold autocrats accountable because he wants to be an autocrat himself. And as president, I will never waver in defense of America's security and ideals, because in the enduring struggle between democracy and tyranny, I know where I stand, and I know where the United States belongs.
Okay. You're talking a good game now.
So, fellow Americans.
Talking a good game now.
Fellow Americans. I love our country with all my heart. Everywhere I go, in everyone I meet, I see a nation that is ready to move forward, ready for the next step in the incredible journey that is America. I see an America where we hold fast to the fearless belief that built our nation and inspired the world. That
there we go.
Here, in this country,
going live on Instagram, y'all.
Anything is possible. That nothing is out of country. Anything is possible. That nothing is out of reach. An America where we care for one another, look out for one another, and recognize that we have so much more in common than what separates us. That none of us has to fail for all of us to succeed. And that in unity there is strength. You know, our opponents in this race are out there every day denigrating America, talking about how terrible everything is. Well, my mother had another lesson she used to teach. Never let anyone tell you who you are. You show them who you are. America, let us show each other and the world who we are and what we stand for. Freedom, opportunity, compassion, dignity, fairness, and endless possibilities. We are the heirs to the greatest democracy in the history of the world. And on behalf of our children and our grandchildren and all those who sacrificed so dearly for our freedom and liberty, we must be worthy of this moment. It is now our turn to do what generations before us have done, guided by optimism and faith, to fight for this country we love, to fight for the ideals we cherish, and to uphold the awesome responsibility that comes with the greatest privilege on earth, the privilege and pride of being an American. Extraordinary story ever told. Thank you.
You're listening to DOZHATOLDYA Radio
of America. Thank you all.
Let's go.
Okay, Kamala Harris speaking at the DNC and accepting the nomination for President of the United States on the Democratic Party ticket. There we go.
Let's go. What y'all think?
Waiting for the balloons to come on down now. And Doug Emhoff coming out, giving a hug. Well, what did you folks think about that? And even the convention as a whole, what do you think?
All right, y'all know we're going to get flagged for playing that Beyonce, so we might as well move on. Once again, I didn't realize I was going to play the entire speech, but again, Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, accepting the nomination for the Democratic nomination 2024 for the President of the United States. We got history in the making right here. First woman of color to accept the nomination from a major party. You know, that's showing the diversity of America. Yes, we understand that she's not a foundational black American. Yes, she is a daughter of two immigrants that have become American. But she was born in America. She is American. She is black. She attended a HBCU. Some folks say, well, what does that have to do with being black? Damn it got a lot to do with it. Even the decision to go to a HBCU, out of all the other places. She went and got her law degree. She worked her way up the ranks of being a lawyer in California, became Attorney General of California, became a senator of the great state of California, became Vice President of the United States of America, and now, be clear, it was because Joe Biden is old, a little senile, a little feeble, but he's a good dude. He did a great job, and he did a great thing by stepping aside. I wasn't too happy with the decision at first. I was a little let down, Joe. I ain't gonna front. But like I say, I respect it. And I didn't want to get too excited about this Kamala Harris thing, though. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, cause I just don't know, like, I don't want to get too excited because it just feels like America might not be ready for such a thing, for us to have a woman being in charge. So I don't know. Do y'all really think that Kamala really really stand a chance of winning? Let me know in the chat. And let's go ahead and get on with the rest of the show. Let me move over a little bit so they can see me in Instagram land. I gotta work on fixing my my Instagram box. Okay, so with that being said, man, history is being made. Will we get an opportunity to see yet another historical moment in American history with the election? Of course, I never believed that I would ever see Biden be a president. I mean, not Biden, Obama, excuse me. And now, Kamala Harris, a lot of folks say that they didn't really pick, but it was a formality with Joe Biden stepping down, and Kamala being the next one up. Not sure how that really goes. It is some it is some politics and some cheat codes that was done to make that all happen. But hey, the Republican Party, they got their tricks. So I guess it was the Democrats' turn to pull a couple of tricks up their sleeve. So we back, man. This is the DozhaToldya Podcast 125. Again, this is part 2. Usually only available on Patreon. We may make it available on YouTube. If you are ever missing any part of the show, or you just now got tuned in and you want to see part 1, you can listen to all the show in its entirety at the Mixlr app, mixlr.com/DozhaToldya Radio on the Mixlr app. Or you can go to YouTube and check out our highlight clips, full episodes of all the part 1 episodes. And, every now and then we drop part 2 as well. Plus, we got other footage that y'all can check out on YouTube as well, man. Follow us on all platforms at DozhaToldya, DOZHATOLDYA, add the RADIO, and go to Cash App to make a contribution. DozhaToldya Radio on the Cash App. If you would like to make a contribution to our network, you can give $1. You can give 50 cents, all I care, man. Whatever you have, or if you don't have any monetary contribution, then you can share, repost, like one of our or 10 of our posts on social media. Yeah. So if you don't want to give any money, man, like some of our posts on YouTube, like some of our posts on Facebook, like some of our posts on Instagram, and I would appreciate that. And any kind of support that you guys give. So moving right along. All right, so we should talk about some new music, but before that, we still got some updates. Lil Yachty is leaked. Again, we talked about in part 1, Lil Yachty ousting Karrahboo from the group and saying that he's done with podcasting, saying that his best friend Mitch did not back him up, and a viral clip that shows them bickering on the podcast, and Lil Yachty aired his grievances out on Instagram Live earlier. If you missed any of that, refer to part 1. But Lil Yachty had some more to say. So let's get into that real quick. Actually, Mitch's girlfriend says, talk about how you actively hindered Mitch's career for years and stole money from him, tens of thousands of dollars, Yachty. Yeah, so her name is Camille Camp B. Camille Camp. Camille. So you talking about a nigga wouldn't have no motion without you. You never let him have no motion without you. The fuck? Every time this nigga got an opportunity with someone else, you blocked it. You used him for almost a decade. You a clown. Fuck Lil Yachty. Okay, so she's mad. Who the fuck are you, and how would you know you going off what you see on the internet? I was actually there. So, Camille said that Lil Yachty been blocking Mitch's opportunities for years. And Lil Yachty has also...
I'm so sick and tired of helping people, bro. All I done ever did was help people, nigga. From goddamn this whole Karrah shit to this Mitch situation online, what y'all talking about some Lil Yachty disrespecting his friend. I'm gonna start with Karrah, right? Cause right now I'm on some fuck everybody type shit. Yeah. Nigga fucking with me. Nigga, all I ever did was help Karrah. Nigga, Karrah, if you wanna tell this shit, tell the whole story. Go ahead, tell people how you verbally abuse people. Alright? Don't get on here and make it seem like niggas kicked you out. Like niggas kicked you out cause bullying you? Bro, go ahead, tell people how you talk to people. How you tell my security guard, oh, you homeless, oh, you work for me, oh, you ain't got no, you're poor, and we above you, and how you talk to people like they nothing. You talk to people like they small. I'm so sick and tired of helping people, bro. All I done ever did was help people, nigga.
Okay, so Lil Yachty, again, just to update y'all, Lil Yachty went on Instagram Live and showed out, man. He showed out talking about his best friend, Mitch, his former artist, Karrahboo, and they say that he leaked Karrahboo's song, the song that he ghostwrit for Karrahboo. Here is Karrahboo on the radar, doing a drop mic on the radar situation.
Ain't no nigga that I trust to knock off the dust. Walker that sack under my arm, cause stacking up a must. I crush the perk into the tuss, too geeked up to fuss. Move like a boss, I'm not like them, they doing such and such.
I don't even know. That shit ain't even hard. First off, that shit ain't even hard. I think they're trying to kick me off of Instagram, so we'll be right back, Instagram. Yeah, first off, that ain't even it. For real. That ain't even hard. But he said that he ghostwrit that. So let's finish watching the video. Hold on.
I was selling lemonade while y'all would double dutch.
Yeah, that's not even hard.
Nigga that I trust to knock off the dust. Or with that sack under my arm, stacking up a must. I crush the perk into the tuss, too geeked up to fuss. You like a boss, I'm not like them, they doing such and such. I was selling lemonade while y'all would double dutch. I used to scam, I used to trap, I never cuddled much. Out to the end, I stretched my plans, I never settled much. I slipped on pimping once. You asked for hoes, I brought them round and you ain't flipping once. Got all them guns, put in your name and you ain't gripping once. You sent them money for some pints, but I ain't shipped not one. It's Karrahboo, I'm not the two, you gotta know I'm up. I heard you been say you the one, I guess it never stuck. I'm stuck up, just like that. What's from that?
So yeah, that is Yachty ghostwriting. That's Lil Yachty ghostwriting for Karrahboo.
That I trust to knock off the dust.
The allegations is true.
Or with that sack under my arm, stacking up a must.
It's not even hard though, so you know, it's like me saying, hey, you know, it's like me bragging about getting somebody a D on their test. I took the test for you. I got you that 70, didn't I? Is it 70 a D or a C nowadays? I don't even know. That's how old I am. Back in my day, a 70 was a D, and now a 70 could be a C. I think because it's 100 to 90 a A, 90 to 80 is a B, 80 to 70 is a C. Yeah, it might be a C. Yeah. Underachieving ass niggas. Let's see if we can get back on Instagram and talk about this top 25, Atlanta top 25. Y'all ready? So we left off on the Complex Atlanta's top 25 artists of all time. And when we left off, we was talking about, I think, Lotto. Lotto was the number 25 top artist out of Atlanta. And, of course, we kind of talked about who was 1 through 4. But hold on real quick. Let me see if I can pull it back up. All right, so we left off at Lotto. Lotto was 25. So let's get back to it. Coming in at number 25, Complex top 50 artists of all time. Of course, y'all can remember, we was outraged that Saha the Prince was 48 and B.O.B. was 43. Outrage. Definitely 2 artists out of Atlanta that should be top 20. They have no business being in the 40s. Right? You got artists like Fabo, Sean, Paul, Big Gip, and Soulja Boy that are ranked higher than Saha the Prince and B.O.B. No disrespect to any of those artists. It's just some fucking bullshit. And if anybody is watching this and they would like to chime in, you can chime in on the Instagram, in the comments on the Instagram. You can log in on the Twitch and talk with us on Twitch. And if y'all want to cam up, then hit me up in the DM or hit me up in the Twitch chat if you want to join in on this conversation. Because I plan on having another podcast where I actually address this list in a more in-depth way. But again, this is some bullshit. I don't know what the fuck they got going on over there at Complex. But Doja told you that these folks is tripping. So let's keep this thing going, man. Let's see. We was at number 25. Lotto coming in number 25. Number 24, Lil Yachty. Speaking of Lil Yachty, we was just talking about how he was ghostwriting for Karrahboo, going off on his best friend for saying, for start not being grateful about a podcast that he had. And I really didn't care that Lil Yachty was in the podcast space. I would say that Lil Yachty actually lasted a lot longer than I thought he would. Initially coming into the game, he was like one of those artists that really blew up off of a social media post, but he definitely backed it up with hits like Broccoli. He writing hits for the City Girls, and just having his own lane and his own kind of style. He definitely made a way for himself in music, but I really still wouldn't consider him higher than Saha the Prince or B.O.B. when you come to ranking Atlanta artists. I just think that is egregious. That just don't make no freaking sense. But, hey, not really here to fight about it. I'm just here to report on what Complex feel is the top 50 artists of all time out of Atlanta. Number 23, a great guy, man, Waka Flocka, man. You know, he some may get his intentions confused every now and then, but he definitely made a way. The new crunk era, Waka Flocka had hits like Hard in the Paint, No Hands, and It's a Party. Grove Street Party. Round of applause. Many others. Shout out to Waka Flocka, been doing his thing for a very long time, and he definitely deserves to be on the list. I basically just wouldn't have him so high. No disrespect. But if Saha the Prince is number 48 and Waka Flocka is 23, that's definitely an issue with me. But no disrespect, Waka Flocka does deserve his spot on the list. But maybe not number 23. Number 22, the legend, Bankhead's legend, Shawty Low, a.k.a. Carlos, a.k.a. Elo. Yeah, man, Shawty Low had his hands in a lot of Atlanta culture. Atlanta artists came to Shawty Low to make sure that they had an opportunity to get their music being played, being heard. He invested and was a CEO for people like the Franchise Boys and D4L, one of the originators of the Snap movement, had hits like They Know, Dun Dun, and I'm the Man. Shawty Low is definitely a legend, definitely deserves to be on the list, and I'm not that mad with him being 22. Definitely in the top 25. 22 is not a bad place for Shawty Low, but again, there's a lot of artists that probably ranked higher than him that probably shouldn't be there, and some artists that rank below him that probably should be above him. But no disrespect to the legend. Salute Shawty Low, man. Yeah. Number 21, Kilo Ali, the legend. Another legend of another pioneer in the Atlanta space. Kilo Ali had songs like America Has a Problem, Cocaine, Freaky Dancer, I think, something like that. Yeah. Excuse me, I got the sniffles real bad. But yeah, Kilo Ali, man, Atlanta pioneer, definitely deserves to be on the list. I wouldn't put him above B.O.B., and I'm gonna be saying that for a lot of folks, but actually, I still respect Kilo and what he did for Atlanta culture, coming in at number 21. Number 20, Gunna, which is that's a good spot, but not really, man. Gunna probably is number 13, number 15 to 12 or something like that in my eyes, but definitely got his own lane, and one of the leaders of the new school when it comes to Atlanta culture, and from fashion to style of music, he definitely has made an impact on Atlanta culture. So shout out to Gunna coming in number 20. Let's go ahead and get the rest of these out the way. Number 19, Takeoff. Rest in peace, Takeoff. I don't know if I would separate the Migos on this list. I think that they have to be a package deal, and I'm not sure if Quavo made the list. I know that Offset is ranked in this top 20. If Takeoff is 19, that's fine. But, I wouldn't really separate the Migos. I would just say that. 18, Lil Jon. Lil Jon is an Atlanta legend, one of the best producers in hip-hop, and definitely was good to see him at the Democratic National Convention doing the roll call. Lil Jon, had an era, had a whole genre of hip-hop called crunk that he streamlined. He may not have created it, but he definitely is the spokesperson for crunk music, and also got one of the best ad-lib games in all of hip-hop. Shout out to Lil Jon. Jermaine Dupri at number 17. That's a little too low. He should be a little higher, maybe. Jermaine Dupri may not be considered just a rapper, but definitely one of the best producers of all time, period. And the fact that he wrote rhymes for Criss Cross and maybe the Brat and others and Bow Wow definitely put him up there as a rapper. And maybe he does deserve to be number 17 or maybe a little lower. I probably would put him in the top 10, maybe at number 10, but definitely he's a legend nevertheless, and one of the best producers. Whether you talk R&B or hip hop, you definitely got to put Jermaine Dupri in the top 5 and producers of all time. So shout out to Jermaine Dupri, So Def. 16, CeeLo. Underrated. Goody Mob is hard to separate them as a group, but if you are going to separate them as a group, CeeLo definitely stands on his own as one of the most diverse, one of the most eclectic, one of the most talented wordplay, lyricists, everything that you can say is spiritual, lyrical core of the Goody Mob, one of the most important Atlanta rap groups of all time, and he's also one of the most important hip-hop artists of all time because he spans through so many different genres. He can do jazz hip-hop, he can do gospel hip-hop, he can do country hip-hop, he can do hardcore hip-hop. There's really nothing that CeeLo can't do, and he definitely deserves to be on the list, if not higher than number 16. Salute to CeeLo. Coming in at number 15, Quavo. Okay, so they didn't miss any of the Migos on the list, but they definitely probably shouldn't have separated them. But all of the Migos came in the top 20, and that was impressive. The hook man of the Migos, and also one of the standout athletes and stars of the group, Quavo, has been carrying the torch since the group has dissipated and since the loss of Takeoff. Rest in peace once again. Quavo is definitely a leader in the new school, and his solo career is not as impressive as his catalog with the group, but he definitely needs to be in the top 20 nevertheless. And also, shout out to Migos. I probably will put them like at number 8 or something like that, or probably number 13 or something like that. Number 14, Killer Mike. Man, this is getting kind of hard because Killer Mike definitely needs to be a little higher, but I'm not sure where I would rank him, whether or not he makes the top 10. There are a lot of talented Atlanta artists. I definitely would put him above Sci-Hi, but not above B.O.B. as far as catalog goes, but definitely Killer Mike, legendary Grammy Award winning artist out of the west side of Atlanta. I almost forgot what they call his side of town. Allen Temple. Shout out to Killer Mike, man. West side Atlanta stand up, and definitely one of the more political, lyrical, and longevity is what we also could say about Killer Mike when it comes to his career as a rapper. Offset at number 13, above Killer Mike and above all the other Migos. Offset has made a way after being one of the members of the group that you really didn't know who he was because he was in jail for so long. Offset definitely made an impressive career as a standout of the Migos group, and Once Bad and Bougie hit number 1, and he was one of the main artists to break out with that song. He never looked back. And also for having a vision for getting with Cardi at an early in her career, and pushing her to be the best female artist that she can be. And he's basically hip hop royalty with him and Cardi doing what they do. We definitely got to respect that, and we got to respect him at number 13 on the list. I got to take a quick break, so I'm going to find a video to kind of get to, but we're going to take a break at number 10. Number 12, I don't really know why this artist is actually on so high on the list. I know that he has a cult following, but I really don't understand it too much, and I definitely wouldn't put him catalog or lyrical ability above B.O.B., Sci-Hi the Prince, Killer Mike. I can name a whole lot of different artists that he shouldn't be above. He definitely could be in the top 50, but I just wouldn't put him so high in the top 20 at all. Playboy Cardi at number 12, them folks tripping. But it is what it is. He is a hit maker. He does have a cult following, and he's a staple in a new generation of Atlanta hip-hop. 21 Savage at number 11, man. The feature killer, one of the best new artists out in hip-hop and in Atlanta culture. Shout out to 21 Savage, who definitely had a slow start, but definitely got the ball moving and has really, really impressed me as he continued to drop dope music and dope features. Get him on the song with anybody, and he finds a way to stand out. So I definitely have my respect. Shout out to 21 Savage coming in at number 11. So now we just got the top 10 artists to discuss. Top 10 artists of Atlanta's complex of top 10 artists of all time coming out of Atlanta. I have to get this door, so I'm going to take a quick run real quick, and then we're going to talk about a little politics, and then we're going to get up out of here. All right. Should we watch this reparations video?
How do we set a standard, or what is your standard for who would qualify under this idea of reparations? What's the standard? Who qualifies? How would you dole that out? Nicole?
Now, I understand that, we do have a diverse Black population in the United States, but I think part of the problem with the way that we've talked about repair, about reparations, about things like affirmative action, has been that we treat these as if they are racial programs. And of course, the Supreme Court has said that we can't use race, even in a way that would benefit people who race has been used against them for 350 years. But I think of these as lineage right, as programs that are trying to address the conditions of people who were racialized a certain way because their ancestors were enslaved in this country. And I actually think that by flattening it to just say reparations are for black people, it's actually reifying the construct, because then we're saying that race is a real thing versus what we're actually asking for is our ancestors were enslaved, we were placed under certain conditions, and the conditions we live in now are not because we are African, but because our ancestors were enslaved in this country. So I'm not making a racial argument. When we include every person of African descent, we're actually making a racial argument, because we're saying if you came from Nigeria 20 years ago, or your ancestors were here 250 years ago, you're the same. We're not. Black Americans are actually the only black people who are not allowed to have an ethnicity. You can come here, you can be Nigerian American, Jamaican American, but we have to be the catch-all term. We were enslaved by the same people, but I would not move to Nigeria and say, I should be part of your reparations effort. I would not move to Jamaica, right? And Cobra is fighting for reparations for the Caribbean. I would not move to Jamaica and say, well, the English enslaved my people too, so when y'all get your reparations, I deserve that. I think everyone, and I'm part of a global reparations movement that brings reparations activists from across the diaspora together, and we are all fighting for reparations, and we are supporting each other collectively, but we're fighting for our individual reparations based on our individual experience and lineage. Our reparations are to the United States government.
All right, so reparations. That was just a quick little video about reparations. Y'all know we feel like reparations should be fought for, but it probably is a far-fetched movement here in the country because we can't seem to get everybody on the same page. Back to the top 10 best Atlanta artists of all time. Let's get into it, man. Who we got? Coming in at number 10, Lil Baby, man. Let's get a round of applause, Lil Baby. He pretty much is like the Michael Jackson of Atlanta hip hop, man. He just couldn't miss. He came out swinging hard, swinging for the fences, and got plenty of hits behind his belt. From We Paid to the Freestyle to Drip Too Hard with Gunna, Emotionally Scarred, and on and on and on. Lil Baby can do no wrong when it comes to making music in the hip hop space, and one of the hot leaders of the new school, new generation hip hop. Lil Baby definitely deserves to be. I don't know about the top 10. It's a little early to put him in the top 10 in Atlanta hip hop, but definitely a top 20 of all time. And I'm not mad with him at number 10. Shout out to Lil Baby. For those that feel like Lil Baby have dropped off or fell off in some way, I just disagree with that. I feel like, he just stopped making hits. He still makes good music, and he still got a couple of hits under his belt. So shout out Lil Baby coming in number 10. Number 9, 2 Chainz, a.k.a. Titty Boy, man. Coming in at number 9. And I definitely got to agree with that. Top 10, he just got lyrics, he got charisma, he got style. He just got it all, man. 2 Chainz is one of the best Atlanta artists of all time. And whether you count his catalog from when he was with Duffel Bad Boys, with Player Circle, or you count his catalog when he made his reemergence as 2 Chainz, Titty Boy has been a force in street music culture for as long as he's been in the game, and he's really found a way to make his wordplay felt in Atlanta hip hop, man. Shout out to 2 Chainz coming in at number 9. Take a quick drink real quick. Hold on, y'all. Shout out to the makers of Arizona. They keep that Arizona at a low price. This is the complex best Atlanta rappers of all time. What up, Ayo KO? AKO. Yeah, see, Complex, you might not be able to see it that great if you want to see a better view of the show. Log on to the Twitch. Log on to the Twitch app, Doja on Twitch, if you would like to see a better view of the show. But again, this is Atlanta's top rappers of all time, according to Complex, and they put Lil Nas X as number 58. At number 50. Saha the Prince at number 48. So they have been fucking up with this list altogether. B.O.B. at number 43. So that's definitely. Yeah, appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on the Twitch app. Because you can see the whole screen on the Twitch. I just went live on on Instagram, so I could, have people chime in on this list. So we got all the way to the top 10. Of course, we got Lil Baby at number 10, number 9, 2 Chainz, and number 8, Big Boy. I disagree with this. I feel like Big Boy is underrated. I feel like Andre 3000 is overrated. Yes, Andre 3000 to Dame Doja is overrated, and you cannot separate Big Boy and Andre 3000 when it comes to a list. When it comes to any hip-hop list, when you separate Big Boy from Andre 3000, you are damn near committing a crime. It just ain't right. But Big Boy was the one in my eyes that was carrying the group Outkast for for some years before Andre really had his breakout. But definitely you can't separate Outkast as a group. Definitely. A&H probably should be number 2 or number 1. But best rappers of all time and in Atlanta hip hop culture, Big Boy and Andre go hand in hand. So that's just the way I feel, and he's definitely an underrated artist. Yeah, my boy don't follow me, you know what I'm saying? He on that Twitch. I appreciate you, brother. All right, so Sir Lucius Left Foot coming in at number 8 on the list. Number 7, Ludacris. Definitely underrated. Definitely got to be top 5. And he's not 5. Ludacris, some may consider him a Chicago artist. I understand that. But definitely 7 is kind of understandable. I get it. But, I guess the rest of the list could really be argued in a number of ways. But Luda passed every test. He made music that was clean. He made music for the clubs. He made music that was lyrical. He made music, when it comes to battling. He made music that crossed genres. He made music that was serious. And then after hip-hop, he found a lane and acting and more. Definitely just can't count him out in no way, shape, or form when it comes to hip-hop. For lyrical content, for impact and catalog. Coming in at number 7, he probably should be higher. We got Ludacris. Yes, sir. Throw them bows, move, bitch, blueberry yum yum, runaway love. It just goes on and on and on when it comes to Ludacris. Shout out to Big Luda coming in at number 7. Number 6, Young Thug, man, one of the most influential artists of the new generation. Young Thug, Free Jeffrey. Definitely is a multi-genre, very diverse artist coming in at number 6. Whether you want to talk about his impact with his fashion, his impact with his style of rap, and his just ability to stand out with his lyrics amongst the pack, Young Thug definitely should be top 10. his influence, his catalog, and his rap skill probably is the part where he lacks a little at. But I don't got nothing to say about Thugger, but I wouldn't put him above Luda. I just wouldn't put him above Luda as far as best Atlanta rapper of all time. But he definitely is in the top 10. Shout out to Young Thug, free Young Thug. 5. That was 6. Okay, so 5, Jeezy. So this is where it get interesting, right? This is where it's gonna get a little interesting because the rest of these 5 could be number 1. They could be, anywhere on the list. So much respect to everybody on the list that we've named thus far. And again, the rest of the list, there might as well be a 5-way tie because these are Atlanta legends for sure. And they could just be from 1 through 5, they can kind of land in any one of those categories. So you got to respect it. But I will say that I agree with where they put Jeezy as far as in relation to Gucci Mane. A lot of folks don't want to see Gucci Mane rated higher than Jeezy. And when you talk about catalog and cultural impact in Atlanta, it's just hands down. Gucci Mane is you cannot deny his impact and you can't deny his catalog. Yeah, Jeezy got some impactful songs and he got some hard songs that can wipe the floor with some of Gucci Mane's songs. But Gucci Mane, from his features to the artists that he put in the game, and from, his damn songs are classics. His mixtapes. He got a lot of classic mixtapes, and he's just a hell of an artist.
Atlanta rapper. I don't know who's the number 1 Atlanta rapper. I know Outkast and Organized Noise changed the trajectory. I know Criss Cross and Jermaine Dupri and what they did broke the ceiling open for us. I think Atlanta is a phoenix. Our logo is a phoenix, and every 2-3 years we burn ourselves down, and then we come up with something, a new creation to rise out of those ashes. So I'll let you guys argue over who's number 1, but I'll tell you this, stylistically, you've never seen an Atlanta rapper that's mastered as many styles as me. You've never seen an Atlanta rapper who can rap with Black Thought on Monday, rap with Bone Crusher on Tuesday, get on there with Freddie Gibbs on Wednesday, pop up next to whoever your favorite rappers is on the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and show up and show out every single time.
I hope we respect you with the place that we put you on. I'm going to tell you in a second, but first I'm going to give you our top 5. Number 1, we have Andre 3000.
You can't have Andre without Big Boy, so I don't accept that. I refute any list that breaks Outkast up. I think there's a list after that. Okay. So I hope you guys do better next time.
Number 2 is Future.
Man, gotta get.
Okay, so y'all already know who number 1 and who number 2 is. Y'all now know who number 1 and who number 2 is as I float in the clouds that are blue. Who number 1 and number 2 is? Andre 3000 and Future. But we just left off talking about Jeezy being number 5. So who is number 3 and number 4? If Jeezy is number 5, Andre 3000 is 1, Future's number 2, and Luda is number 7, who can be number 3 and 4? You guessed it. Gucci Mane and Tip, the 2 trap gods. Gucci Mane, the flair, went from robbing in his black tee to drinking lemonade to serving out the Swing My Dough. Had some of the vicious, most deadliest diss tracks of all time. He just got it all, man. Street hits, commercial hits, got songs with Mariah, got songs with shit, you name it, man. Gucci Mane is definitely one of those artists that some may not like his ranking as amongst the top. His impact in the trap culture and his catalog. You just can't argue with the goo-wop, man. And he's still doing it, man. Just dropped a new album this week called Greatest of All Trappers. Y'all go check out Gucci Mane's new album, man. He is the GOAT. The GOAT trapper, man. And I like that new album that he got out right now. The Greatest of All Trappers, man. Out right now. It's a Gangsta Grizzle with DJ Drama. So y'all go check that out, man. Guwap, y'all know how he do when he get on his mixtape Gucci, and again, definitely deserve to be in the top 5 in my eyes. Any of these artists can be somebody's number 1. So salute to Gucci Man coming in at number 4. And the Gucci Man coming in at number 4, then you already know Tip is coming in at number 3. Number 3, T.I., the king of the South. Could be number 1 to some folks, could be number 5 to some folks, but he definitely need to be in the top 5. Whether you talking lyrical ability, he's probably one of the best. When you talking about catalogs, nobody wants to have a versus against this man. When you talking about impact in the culture, again, we wouldn't really be saying trap music without this guy, leading the path for that word, that genre of music, and everything in between. T.I. is an entrepreneur. He got his sons on in the music game right now. He's like the LeBron James of Atlanta hip hop, and I salute him coming in at number 3, but he probably could be number 2. Probably could be number 2, honestly, man, but it's kind of hard to be number 2 when you got to go against a guy like this. Number 1 in a lot of folks' eyes, one of the most influential artists of all time, Future. You just can't do no wrong, man. Toxic music, R&B type music, club trap music. Future just gonna do what Future gonna do, and that is perform and make some, innovative, hard-hitting hip-hop every time he comes out. I just can't have no argument with him. I used to feel like he was overrated, but he definitely consistently kept elevating the game every time he dropped. And with the last couple of albums that he dropped, I had to go ahead and, submit to him being one of the greatest. He actually one of the GOAT rappers of the South, period. Future, man. The catalog speaks for itself. And shout out to him coming in at number 2, and that leaves the number 1 spot with Andre 3000. I feel like this is a bad choice for him to be number 1. I understand, I get it, but I do not separate Andre 3000 from Big Boy, and Outkast could be number 1 as far as I'm concerned. I'll take that before I just take Andre 3000 being number 1 by itself. Big Boy, I really don't like to see Big Boy performing without Andre. I just went to Funk Fest the other day, and Big Boy was in there performing without Andre, and I can't say that I like that. That wasn't what I like to see. But again, salute to Andre 3000, salute to Big Boy, salute to the Dungeon family, and no salute to Complex, because they really fucked up this list. They really just missed Sci-High at number 48, bro. That's still crazy. Like, that's just outrageously crazy. Oh, we've been going for an hour and a half? All right, well, we'll get ready to shut this thing on down, man. Of course, I still got some politics and a smidge of the sports to get through, so we're going to try to speed through the rest of the show. But yeah, man, we just had to kind of, take our time with the Atlanta top 50 artists of all time. I was going to kind of like breeze through it because I didn't agree with what Complex had to say about that, but I had to do it some justice. I had to kind of let y'all know why they chose who they chose and how they fucked up. Any artists that are not on the list that we forgetting about? That is a great question. If you guys can remember anybody that you feel like should be on the list that are not included, y'all chime in, man. Let us know in the comment box. Again, like and subscribe, follow us on all platforms, and we are going to move on to the next subject. The DozhaToldya Podcast 100. 2025. You did. Before we move on to the next subject, let's play another quick video, another quick clip.
Question, how come you never said all lives matter until we said Black Lives Matter? I know there's some reporters out there, they're going to write about this, and I know they're going to get on Mass Live, and they're going to say, there goes that Bishop Swan playing that race card again. Well, here's what I have to say about your proverbial race card. You made up the game. You produced the deck. You put the race card in the deck. You've been playing the race card ever since you got here. And now you want to stop me from playing the card that you built America on and have been playing ever since you got here. I'm going to stop playing the race card when you stop profiling black and brown people. I'm going to stop playing the race card when we stop getting pulled over for driving while black and walking while black and eating while black and breathing while black and dancing while black and living while black and just being black.
You're listening to DozhaToldya Radio.
Hi. So now that that was Bishop Talbert Swan at the meeting where he just had to point out a couple of good points. You know, don't be mad at me playing the race card because you the one that invented the whole deck. You've been playing the whole deck of race cards. Now y'all be mad when we actually want to bring it up. No, it don't work like that. No, sir. All right, so we are... Should I let that Killer Mike line? Yeah.
Whoever your favorite rappers is on the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and show up and show out every single time.
I hope we respect you with the place that we put you on. I'm going to tell you in a second, but first I'm going to give you our top 5. Number 1, we have Andre 3000.
You can't have Andre without Big Boy, so I don't accept that. I refute any list that breaks Outkast up. I think it's a list after that. Okay. So I hope you guys do better next time.
Number 2 is Future.
Man, gotta give love to Pluto. He's one of the illest ever.
Number 3 is Tip, T.I.
Man, Tip is amazing. He started what the genre that's known as trap.
Number 4 is Gucci Mane.
Man, shouts out to WAP, man. He gave so many people a chance, that trap style and evolving to what it is.
And number 5 is Jeezy.
I knew that was gonna be so. Jeezy's absolutely amazing in the sound that he brought. I'd also like to say, man, there's some young rappers that while y'all arguing over, you know, who has done what, I like people to pay attention to JID. 100%. I like people to pay attention to Belly Gang Cushington. I like people to pay attention to Kenny Mason.
We ranked you number 14.
I mean, it's higher than I expected. I've been disrespected on past lists by not making them at all. But man, whoever the 13 in front of me is, you put them on the track with me, it's gonna be dangerous. I ain't never took no L to Andre 3000 on those songs.
Yeah, scientists and engineers, that you guys were pretty.
No, I ain't never took no L. That's my dog, but I ain't took no L.
Okay. My dog said, go on with that shit. Y'all might be able to put him at number 14, but he definitely out rapping like 10 of the 10 folks on that list. Nah, man, but I definitely agree with him with the Outkast take. All right, so we can finally move on. And by the way, shout out to Witch Doctor. Shout out to Witch Doctor. Who else? It was somebody that I just thought about that should have been honorable mention. But I'll move on. I'll move forward. Okay, so we got Kash Doll. Kash Doll, man. Them folks had broken the Kash Doll home and tried to burglarize her home, and Kash Doll saw it on camera, called her baby daddy, who she's been broken up with. Oh shit, we might have to check that out too. Hold on. So yeah, Kash Doll and Tracy T have been separated as of lately, and shout out to Tracy T though, man, still being a real individual and coming to his baby mama's aid as them folks don't try to break into their home and burglarize their home in Atlanta, Georgia. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, and again, Tracy T and Kash Doll have I think they are going through a breakup, but they got a beautiful family, and Tracy T definitely been trying to get a good little pushing with his music as of lately, and he got a fine ass baby mama. I'm gonna just say that much, but he definitely ain't going. Tracy T ain't going.
Karen GBI
and Kash Doll ain't going either. So from Detroit to Atlanta, this beautiful hip hop couple had their home violated. It's a blessing that nobody was injured, but again, we have to do something to end the attack that we have amongst our own people, because we don't do nothing but make our own culture look bad by attacking our own people. Teenager was shot in the process, but let's check with the Channel 2 News about what happened at Kash Doll's home in Atlanta, Georgia.
Investigators, they're reviewing multiple videos that show an officer shooting a teenager accused of breaking into a home in Brookhaven. The teenager is one of several people police went after. Channel 2's Michael Seiden, live now in Chamblee, right near the scene of where the criminals crashed.
You're listening to DozhaToldya Radio.
In George right now, the only scene we've got here is rush hour traffic, but that was not the case overnight when numerous law enforcement agents descended on this intersection where investigators say those 4 armed suspects crashed into a utility pole before they tried to run.
We just heard a bunch of gunshots.
Homeowners in a Brookhaven neighborhood raced outside their homes Thursday night after the sound of gunfire filled the air.
You think it's fireworks at first, but I mean, it was sporadic and you could tell it was a little bit different.
Neighbors say the shooting happened at a home where rapper Tracy T lives, but police haven't said if he was there at the time of the incident. And right now, investigators with the GBI tell us that this started out as a home invasion call on Codwell Road after a woman called 911 reported that she saw 4 gunmen breaking in on her surveillance cameras. She then called a friend who police say got into a shootout with the 4 suspects before they took off in a Lexus.
She didn't call no friend. Hold on, we got to correct that, because she didn't call no friend. She called her baby daddy. Tracy T showed up with, you know what I'm saying, with the blickies. Tracy T showed up and went and got in a shootout with them fools. And again, this is after her and Tracy T have been broken up. They no longer live together, but he still showed up to defend his baby mama, man. Round of applause to Tracy T. The loudest of round of applause. The loudest of claps. Because my boy showed up with the blicks. You know what I'm saying? And one of them boys got hit. But they got hit by the police, man. You know, these teenagers out here running them up, man. And a lot of you young parents, you know, y'all got to be held accountable for the bullshit that y'all kids be doing. Let's finish the clip. Oh, shout out to my boy, man. My boy Marcus Matrix checking in. My boy TTG Hot Wheels checking in from the 850. Yeah, man, Doja told you, man. If y'all want to check out the show in a better view, y'all go log on to the Twitch app. Follow us on Twitch or all social media. But I salute y'all for checking us in, man. I appreciate you, Hot Wheels, for always sending some good topics in the DM. So, yeah, let's get back to the video, man.
The suspects drove for 3 miles and eventually crashed into a utility pole at Chamblee Dunwoody Road in Peachtree Industrial.
I never thought that would have happened here. I mean, it's too much.
Now, authorities say all 4 suspects got out of the car, started to run away, but police say the driver, identified as 19-year-old Albert Burns, had a gun in his hand, which forced an officer to shoot and injure the teen. Investigators say as he continued to run, he dropped a second gun, and when he tried to pick it up, the officer shot him again. Right now, he's listed in critical condition. Police say one of the suspects got away before police arrested 2 others, Davion Harper and Tyson Kirksey. Both are charged with first-degree burglary. And both of them still remain behind bars in DeKalb County. Now, I did a quick search, looked at their criminal history. Turns out Davion Harper was arrested in January on a number of charges, including possession of drugs with intent to distribute. Tyson Kirksey also arrested in February on several charges, including terroristic acts, tampering with evidence, and possession of a gun by a person under 18 years old. Again, the search continues for that 4th suspect. We are live in Chamblee. Michael Sy, Channel 2 Action News.
Hey Instagram. So today, I'm about to put y'all in my business. I normally don't put the internet in my business because I just feel like, you know, you share certain things and you keep certain things to yourself, right? But I've been violated bad since I've been in Detroit. I guess people was looking at my story and they see that I'm not home. And they found that this was the best opportunity to run inside of my house. Hey Instagram. And get all my Birkin bags in Atlanta. However, that's cool. They got caught, you know. They got into a shootout with my child's father, and the police got all of them. Got all of them. And we ain't took no L, you know? So it's a celebration, but it's also sad that it's black people that's just running inside of people's home trying to take their things. And what if my kids was there? What if my sister was there? What if my mom was there? What if Tracy was there asleep and y'all caught him slipping? They came in with guns. I'm putting y'all in my business today because I'm so upset that Ronnie Mayers, the community leader over in Brookhaven and the block that I stay in, because you guys, I stay in a nice neighborhood, you know, where I'm the only black person on my block and the youngest person on my block, you know. And this man had the audacity to go to the news, Ronnie Mayers. He went to the news and told them that my house is a drug house because it's traffic and a lot of black people there. Because it's always traffic. He just assumed that since it's nice cars and other black, nice, successful people pulling up, that's entertainers, that's friends, producers that have nice things as well, and there's a lot of traffic because I have 2 kids under 2, that I have drugs in my home. The sacrifices I make, how hard I work, everything that I do, for you to just associate me with drugs just because I'm young, black, and successful. That's crazy. That you went to the internet and you went to the news, my nigga, and told the news that me and my child father is running a drug house. Like, this is the day. I know the Shade Room posts stuff I don't want them to post, and they post stuff I want them to post. But today is the day that I need you to post this, because Ronnie Mayers, he need to know why I'm so successful, why I live in the biggest house on the block, why I'm black and I'm the youngest person on the block, and why he keeps seeing all these successful cars and all these foreign whips and my kids. Nigga.
Okay, so again, major shout out. Yeah, you're right, Marcus Matrix. Major shout out to Tracy T, who came to the aid of his baby mama, man. Once again, round of applause. Major shout out. Came to the aid of his baby mama, man, and definitely stood on business. And yeah, man, these teenagers is out here running them up, man. And like she said, nah, them folks is attacking her, talking about she running a drug house and all that, and you know how them folks gonna do. So they ain't do nothing but make Kash Doll look bad. But good thing that nobody was hurt. And again, we got to have some accountability for these teenagers running them up. So that happened in Atlanta, Brookhaven, Atlanta, not Detroit. But Kash Doll fine ass from Detroit. Damn. So it's Lil Yachty birthday and he out here going off on folks. Lil Yachty going off on folks on the birthday. You did. Again, Yachty trying to say, Yachty said he done with the podcast, and Karrahboo say he used to write for Karrahboo and stuff like that, and she is out the group talking about she was being bullied, but I ain't know he just turned 27, man. So Lil Yachty. All right, so what else we got? We about to wrap this thing up, man. We've been on for quite some time. But before we get up out of here, we had to address a couple of more things. So we did Kash Doll. We did 50 Cent and Hurricane Chris. Let's do a quick salute to Nelly and Ashanti. Nelly and Ashanti. First, Nelly went to jail last week. Can you believe that? Nelly went to jail for possession of X, bruh. What the hell?
Is y'all ready? Let me hear you. Uh-oh.
Yeah, uh-oh was it indeed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Got me saying uh-oh. Like, uh-oh, bruh. They found that X on you. I know it's hot in her. I salute Lil Yachty 100%. Stand behind my little dog. I'm gonna let you have that one, bro. I'm gonna let you have that one. We just gonna keep on moving. Yeah, man. So Nelly, man, it was getting hot in her because he had them X purrs, and they caught him. But it is a little simple possession charge, man. It ain't nothing to a big dog. You know what I'm saying? Shake that shit on off, Cornell. Shake that shit on off, because you got a fine-ass wife, and now you got a beautiful family, man. Congratulations to Nelly and Ashanti for bringing in their son. Yes. They just had their son a couple of days ago, and Ashanti has posted her postpartum body. And, she just had her first baby. My birthday twin posted that postpartum body. And y'all know you going to get it back. You know what I'm saying? You going to whip that thing back in shape with the quickness, Shanti. So we ain't worried about it. But you still beautiful. Congratulations to you and your, your ex, now fiance, ex-toting fiance. And congratulations to them, though, man. All jokes aside, Nelly doubled back, man. He doubled back around the block and got his girl and got her pregnant, and now they have a beautiful family.
4 weeks postpartum, you have no idea what this body can do. 4 weeks postpartum, you have no idea what this body can do.
But can I dream? Sometimes I dream that he is me. You got to know that's how I wish to be. I dream I move. I dream I groove like Nelly. If I can have what Nelly has. Yeah, man. Nelly's belly. That's Nelly belly, man. That's Nelly belly, man. Shout out to Shanti once again. I guess you might as well. Yeah, you can say that they married. I believe they did. I think they did exchange nuptials. I know he proposed. So congratulations to the beautiful couple once again. And they say it happened a whole month ago. She was big as a house back then. You never know what that body will do. My boy Fat Joe in the building, know what I'm saying? Fat Joe in that bitch like, what's love? Got to do with it, babe. Yeah, man. Fat Joe in that bitch leaning back on him, know what I'm saying? Lean back on him, Fat Joe. Yeah, I mean, Dr. Fat Joe, that is. Y'all know that he got an honorary doctorate. Yeah, shout out to Dr. Fat Joe. And leaning back on him. Yeah. Leaning back. What's love got to do with it? Yeah. Meanwhile, where your boy Irv Gotti at? Your boy Irv Gotti somewhere mad as hell. Irv Gotti looking like the dude on Belly. Drop a dime on them niggas. I don't like that shit. I was like, your boy Irv Gotti somewhere chewing a banana saying, I don't like that shit. Drop a dime on them niggas. I don't like that shit one bit. So, congratulations to Nelly and Ashanti. And again, Irv Gotti somewhere looking like this man. Saying he don't like that shit. I don't like that shit one bit. I have to drop a dime on them niggas. Might have to drop a dime on them niggas. All right, man. Allergies. Seasons is changing. Y'all make sure that y'all wear y'all mask out here in these streets. COVID is still going crazy out here. So protect yourself. Wear a mask. You don't got to get vaccinated. Nah, don't believe the cap. All right. All right, so it was another couple we were supposed to talk about. Who are we missing? YG and Saweetie. YG and Saweetie, man. What's going on with YG and Saweetie, man? Did YG go to the zoo? Did YG go to the zoo? Or is he having some issues with his boo? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know the new Mufasa movie coming out, but I don't think YG was talking about no lions. Or maybe he was talking about some cheetahs when he dropped this here cryptic Instagram post of a lion and what could be known as a jaguar if you're in Jacksonville, but we know that to be a cheetah. Use a lie and use a cheat, and I don't want you no more. My boy YG say Saweetie out here acting a city girl on their ass, acting bad. Yeah, man, YG with the post and delete amid a fight with Saweetie over a cell phone. I heard that they called the police on them folks, and the police had to get them folks right, man. What's going on? Is there trouble in paradise? Is there trouble out there in the West Coast between YG and Saweetie? And Saweetie just be, she just be keeping it player. Like you cannot see her, you cannot make her sweat. Cause she'll bounce back quick. She'll bounce back with another one real fast. So YG, and look at Buddy in the background like, yeah, boy, I'm next. Nah, he ain't saying that. That's actually Cher's old man, AE, in the background. But he sure looking at that shit like, hey, can I be next? Anyway, yeah, bad jokes. I'm sorry, my bad. I was back with another one real bad. My bad with the bad jokes. Y'all know I get a little carried away. All right, so YG, also in news, YG has made a peace walk in California. YG is out there walking in a leather vest. YG style fashion sense is always amusing to me. But YG has taken a page out of Kendrick Lamar's book and decided to unite the Pyrus. The Fruit Town and the Treetop Pyrus have ended a 10-year rivalry thanks to YG and others as he leads a truce and a peace walk through Compton this week. Yeah, man. AKA Bompton, West Side Bompton, California. AKA Bompton, California. Yeah. Y'all know what it is, blood. Y'all know what it is, blood. Pyru. Blood. Pyru, blood. You know what it is. We in Bompton. Does it look like he was left off Bad and Bougie? Does it look like he worried about old Saweetie? My boy out there got down sweat. Literally. Shout out to the Bloods. Shout out to the Pyrus. Out there in Bompton. With the leather vest on. The red belt. Look at OG in the behind him with the Warner Brothers. My boy. Okay, the game didn't miss his opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to get in the light. Look at OG in the back though. OG right here got to be like 60 years old. Still out there bleeding blood out there in Bompton. You know what I'm saying? Old lad, Buddy back there in all blue look out of place. He do. But shit, Buddy look like a goddamn tuna swimming with the sharks in that blue. Boy look like a big fat mackerel swimming with the sharks. Yeah, man, what's cracking? What's bracking, blood? On some West Side.
You know what we do, nigga. Members and all that, nigga.
Members. Okay, they out there listening to that little Scrappy. Okay. That's the same place that Kendrick Lamar shot his video at. Okay. They mobbing. Yeah, they mobbing up in towns, man. The best burgers in towns, man. Mobbing up in towns, man. You know, you can order that Kendrick Lamar special off in towns and get what you want. Yeah. I wonder how far they had to walk. Like it could get real ugly for them real fast. Yeah, it probably could get real ugly for them real fast. But you know, my boy was out there bleeding with them bloods out there. What's bracking, blood? Y'all give me a second, man. I gotta take this call. So y'all give me 1 second. Blood. Yeah, man. So shout out to YG, man. Again, he came off of a breakup, but then he actually making up with gangs in the streets. The Fruit Town and the Treetop Pyrus, man, have went on the peace walk, and all on the word and the strength of YG. Gotta respect it, man. Gotta respect it. Bringing people together, man. All right, so it's been a very long show, so we're gonna get ready to wrap this thing on up. The politics, we already had enough of Kamala Harris and the Democratic National Convention. So I guess we done talked enough politics, but we got a couple of clips that we gonna get up out of here as we play, and then we gonna salute Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck as well. But before we get out of here, let's play this clip, man. Y'all check out this clip of the Godfather.
Black people, did you forget that I got 10,000 black men out of jail? And that
I changed the factory farming industry forever. And then I registered more of you to vote than probably anybody you know. And I worked for Black Lives Matter and every movement that's helped our people, all the women's rights and even gay rights movements that I did so much work for. To let them demonize me in such a way that my friends cannot visit me without you attacking them. But yet you stand next to Donald Trump. Knock it off. I'll be in New York next week. This idea that I'm hiding is stupid. I call a paparazzi of myself every time I'm there. I have an office on Wilshire Boulevard. I'm there all the time. I work out in New York sometimes, but I live here. I live here to heal people. Black people, did you forget that I got 10,000 black men out of jail? And that I changed the factory farming industry forever? And then I registered more of you to vote than probably anybody you know. And I worked for Black Lives Matter and every movement that's helped our people, all the women's rights and even gay rights movements that I did so much work for. To let them demonize me in such a way that my friends cannot visit me without you attacking them. But yet you stand next to Donald Trump. Knock it off. I'll be in New York next week. This idea that I'm hiding is stupid. I call a paparazzi of myself every time I'm there. I have an office on Wilshire Boulevard. I'm there all the time. I work out in New York sometimes, but I live here. I live here to heal people. Black people, did you forget that I got 10,000 black men out of jail? And that I changed the factory farming industry forever? And then I registered more of you to vote than probably anybody you know. And I worked for Black Lives Matter and every movement that's helped our people, all the women's rights and even gay rights.
I say even gay rights. Yeah. Back up off my boy Russell Simmons, man. And say, man, y'all demonize me and try to alienate me from my culture. Meanwhile, y'all out here standing next to Donald Trump. Knock it off. Boy Russell Simmons say, hey, man, knock it off. Stop with the bullshit. All right, so keep the same energy. Roland Powell, Candace Owens, she losing control. Ben and Jen call it quits. Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, Jake Paul say fuck New York. All right, so this is the last one of the last topics. Roland Powell and Jamal Green. I know. Jamal Green had ran down on Roland Powell while Roland was trying to, kick it at the Democratic National Convention, and then he got ran down on by Jamal Powell. Jamal Powell say Roland was talking shit, and he had to, show him what was up. So some folks say that Jamal, was being ignorant by running down on Roland like that. But again, my boy say, I told you I was going to see you when I see you. And I pulled up on you. You ain't keep that same energy. So let that be a warning to, people, even me. I'm gonna have to take this warning and say, hey, can't be out here talking shit about these folks and not expecting them folks to run down on you and find you in public. Oh shit, I'm talking about Poland. Hold on, I ran down on that boy. I'm trying to see what Roland said about about him.
In the facts. Number one, Roland Martin is the aggressor here. He came after me publicly. He was paid to do so. I was on Twitter talking about how we need to be critical of these campaigns and make sure that we get policies so that when whoever become president, they don't forget about us. Roland Martin called me stupid, dumb, an idiot, and a fool on his show. I never tweeted at Roland Martin. I never talked about Roland Martin at all. He came to my Twitter page quoting my tweets to call me stupid. And then he did a show about me and he called me a fool. Now, what I did was I went to an event that he was at today and I went to ask for a conversation. My arms were folded. I was not being aggressive and he kept pushing it off, kept trying to leave and not have a conversation with me. And you saw what happened on this video. This, guys, we cannot stand for. We cannot stand for voices to continue to be stumped on because they don't agree with you. I don't have to agree with Roland Martin to be smart. I can have my own views. I'm a grown man. And there's no reason why this man twice his age should be publicly calling me stupid, dumb, and a fool. But when I approach him in public, he has nothing to say to me. You got to do better. And we got to do better to stop supporting these guys who are disrespecting the voices who are doing the actual work.
Okay, so that is Jamal Green saying why he ran down on Roland Powell. I mean, I'm talking about Roland Powell. Matter of fact, let me apologize. Roland Powell is Lil Duval. I'm all out of sorts. Roland Martin is the person who got ran down on. Okay? Roland Martin. I'm talking about Roland Powell. I am tripping. I am tripping, man. Y'all forgive me, man. It's been a long show. But nevertheless, this is what happened. Hold on. He said, hold on. Let me talk to you. Let me holler at you. My boy said, let me holler at you.
Hold me 1 second. No, ain't no. I gave you enough. I gave you enough pictures.
Yeah, I gave you enough time. Watch when they call security. They're going to be like, hey, security.
Hold me 1 second. No, ain't no. I gave you enough. I gave you enough pictures. Yesterday, you tweeted about me. You tweeted, you called me dumb. You called me dumb.
So you called me dumb yesterday. Yeah. My boy Roland Martin caught himself in the middle of a nigga moment. And he was like, oh, shit. He caught himself in the middle of a nigga moment. And say, yeah, you called me dumb yesterday. Say it to my face now.
I gave you enough. I gave you enough pictures. Yesterday, you tweeted about me. You tweeted, you called me dumb.
Yeah, man. Salute to the black women, man. Black women stood in there in the paint for Roland Martin, man. Broke that thing on up, saved that man life. That man was about to get, you know what I'm saying, dealt with. Security had to, you know what I'm saying, step in. You know what I'm saying? You know, my boy was in there with the say it ain't so face. My boy had the, oh no, he got me face. Nigga had the I surrender. Nigga had the I surrender face on. Face ass. You know, maybe I deserve face ass. You know what I'm saying? What the hell going on with you, Roland Martin? Yeah. But nevertheless, man, I know I talk a lot of shit on this podcast and on this platform. It is what it is. Don't be running down on me, bro. Don't be running down on me and future reference. Hey, man, you know, this is a platform. This is a podcast platform. I'm gonna try my best to not call nobody stupid. There ain't no names, nothing like that. But don't run down on us because you know what I'm saying, we got gangsters over here. That's all I'm gonna say. But maybe if I was 60 years old, you know, and I'm at the Democratic National Convention, then you know I'll probably never put up one of them faces, one of them Roland Martin, you know what I'm saying, faces, but you won't catch me looking like this guy. But we still don't want nobody to run down on us, man, you know. But I ain't getting online talking tough either. So Roland Martin, man, I don't think that you were supposed to fight. I don't think you were supposed to square off with old boy, but you damn sure better get you some better security than just out here blocking people. If you feel like just you just gonna use the block button and that these folks ain't gonna run down on you in real life, then you got another thing coming because they know where you at, buddy. You're a public figure, so. Get it together, man. Of course, man, black man, we don't need, like they said right here in this tweet, we don't need black men pulling up on one another. Black men are really on the internet defending pulling up to a church event and trying to fight because your Twitter comment got called dumb. This is why we see day after day black man after black man dying off. Many of them are dying from dumb shit like this. Somebody talked about me on the internet, so I need to flex to the people who don't even care a week later after you locked up or dead. If you really think Roland Martin is finna throw away what he has built over an internet random, then you tripping. Free foundational black Americans. FBA. Yeah, man, that could have got ugly. And, I guess we don't need none of that. Speaking of getting ugly, I think I don't know if did we talk about this last week, or was we supposed to talk about this week when the Chicago execution? Again, trigger warning, but the surveillance camera footage of the folks unloading on a dude 8 o'clock in the morning in Chicago. This is just senseless violence. Again, trigger warning. Thoughts and prayers to all those, the family of the slain in this particular video. We about to get up out of here, but of course I want to review this video and just let y'all know how senseless and how crazy shit is getting out here. These folks have shot this man up, went back to the car for more guns. Out here playing too much goddamn video games or something, man. This is crazy. Lord have mercy. And I think we did talk about this last week, but again, man, Chicago, we got to do better. We got to do better about holding the parents of the wild youth who out here running them up. We got to do better about holding them accountable. And we need some mentors in the hood, man. We need some folks standing up because these folks is just eliminating themselves. They're killing us. We are killing each other. And we got to do something about that. They say in the 80s, it was a 13% population in America. And in 2024, damn near 40 years later, the population has not grew because all we do is kill each other before we can actually even make it to be great in this country. And that is just pathetic. So again, before we get up out of here, man, we got to stop glorifying the violence, and we got to start mentoring some of these young adults, man, because they out here running wild and they out of control. What is the solution? There are plenty of solutions that are in plenty of books, but people don't want to read. People don't want to learn from, our mistakes, and people don't want to be held accountable. And we definitely need to stand up and realize what's going on in our community, because it's just ugly and it don't make no sense. And someday we gonna have to face up to the bullshit that we doing to our own people. Okay, and again, before we get up out of here, Ben and J-Lo decide to call it quits. I think they did it around their anniversary too. And that's just, we seen it coming for quite some time. Say Ben Affleck, had enough. J-Lo damn near got 4 different marriages, and she damn near working on her 5th already. I'm sure it won't take her too long to bounce back, because that's J-Lo, ho. What you thought? What you thought, Ben? You better get in another Daredevil movie. You better go back to Jennifer Garner. You better figure something out. But I ain't gonna lie, though. J-Lo still fine, shit. I'm not really the cougar type, but I'll marry you if you're really a princess, if you're really a queen. Oh, man. Thoughts and prayers, man. You know, that is bad jokes. But thoughts and prayers to J-Lo and Ben Affleck, man. Or maybe not. You know, they'll be all right. They got enough money, you know what I'm saying? You know, they did not have a prenup. It's going to get ugly. So hopefully they'll figure it out. And we're going to get up out of here to start football season and end basketball season with Tom Brady. You got it. Tom Brady, the ex-GOAT, ex-quarterback, ex-Super Bowl winning, the winningest Super Bowl champion, Tom Brady, on the basketball court, dunking the basketball.
Been a long time. High school?
Let's not forget, Tom Brady is 6'4".
Don't ask me right now.
But he is about 46 or 47.
Don't ask me right now. Been a long time. High school?
He said he ain't dunked the ball since high school, but he still got it.
Jack, that ain't 10, Jack.
Nice to meet you, man. Yeah, I just dunk with whatever's here. I don't even know what it is.
Dunk the basketball.
Don't ask me right now. Been a long time. High school?
Stop playing with him. Stop playing with him. Can your GOAT do that? Can your GOAT do that? Stop playing with him, man. Tom Brady, the GOAT, getting on the basketball court doing the same thing. Y'all didn't see the footage, you know what I'm saying? Don't make me have to pull up the footage where Tom Brady and Michael Jordan had to run, you know what I'm saying? You know, had to run a white man can't jump on them fools at the park. Yeah. Tom Brady got skills. In case y'all don't know, you know what I'm saying? The GOAT hooked up with the GOAT, and they had themselves a little bit of GOAT basketball at the blacktop.
Oh!
Hey man, if you don't have YouTube, you better put on Michael Jordan for real. You or your ghost or somebody in your family.
Yeah, the GOAT taking shots, swishing them things, man. Can your GOAT do that, man? Back up off my GOAT, man. Again, man. Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, man. Yeah. Barry Bonds, man. Yeah. All right, man. Having a little too much fun, man. It's time to get up out of here. It's almost 1 o'clock my time. I appreciate all the support, man. We will be back next week, next Thursday, every Thursday, sometime after 6, maybe before 10. It's the DOZHAToldya Podcast right here on Mixler, on YouTube, on Facebook, and sometimes Instagram, man. I appreciate all the love and support, man. Shout out to DJ TC. Shout out to DJ Shed Street. Shout out to Danny Marie in Facebook world. Shout out to Hot Wheels TTG. Shout out to Marcus Matrix, the La Villa Project. Shout out to Seti Hendricks. And shout out to DJ Decepticon. Shout out to Word on the Net Podcast. Shout out to the Heart Helper Podcast. Shout out to Kamala Harris and the Democratic National Convention. Shout out to Michelle Obama. Shout out to Barack Obama. Shout out to the Gunshine State Podcast and my boy 305. We going to be back Monday, hopefully with elite critiques. In the meantime, in between time, follow us on all platforms at DozhaToldya on all platforms right here. You can hit us up on the Cash App, DozhaToldya Radio, man. Give 1, give 5, whatever you have, or just like and subscribe to the channel, and tell a friend to listen in next week, man. We got plenty more shows throughout the week. So again, be on the lookout because we post videos all week on our YouTube. So follow us on all platforms. And we about to get up out of here, man. So I appreciate y'all. Another great show. Again, this is DozhaToldya Podcast, number 125. You dig? Appreciate it, man. We'll see y'all next week. Don't forget to follow us on all platforms. And yeah, that's it. So till next time, it's the DozhaToldya Podcast. What we gonna play when we get up out of here? What can we play to get up out of here, man? Yeah, you know, pick a song. It's a new album out right now, so let's see who just dropped some new music. Let's play some brand new music to get up out of here. Let's play that Buffalo freestyle. Benny the Butcher featuring Drake. DozhaToldya exclusive. Bump what you heard. Remember who told you? It's DozhaToldya. You dig.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Dame Dozha. If you're looking to get your interview done or be a guest host on our podcast, hit us up at DozhaToldya@gmail.com. Bump what you heard. Remember who told you? It's DozhaToldya.